It's just about that time of the day again. Today, however, we are talking to Michael Hayes, aka Stove and Garden. What a pleasure. Just enjoy this free spirit, and we talk about a whole bunch of things, but just getting to know somebody and how they do things is just so creme de la creme. Again, everybody else, cool. Stove and Garden. Well, how about let's talk about the which apron you use most.
Okay. Yeah. So let's hop right in. So I just want to be transparent, man. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, I am a creator. You're a creator. So we kind of have a hookup with Hedley and Bennett. You know, and like, listen, the aprons are really good. I'm not gonna lie, but I find myself using the Casein apron. And yes. Casey and I were just talking about this off the podcast. And it's like, the thing is like, as a chef, you know, I wear my H&B aprons, but only because, I'm not going to lie, I got them for free or work paid for them. You know what I'm saying? They're quite expensive. They're quite expensive, but they look really good. The quality's really good. There's two things that I don't like about them. And one of them is that they're short. They come down to like above my knees, like a mini skirt. And I'm just so used to the long classic apron, like the French style, right? Yeah. I shouldn't say French style, but like the Brigard style. The Brigard and style, yeah. Also the straps. I don't tie my straps behind me. I try to tie them in front of me. And the thing is I'm not fat, but I got a little pudge of a belly. And sometimes it's hard to tie the strings in front of me. And so the thing is I remember, when we're working for Wolfgang Puck, we pretty much signed a deal with Hedley and Bennett that we would outfit all of the sous chefs and the chefs with, with Hedley and Bennett. Yeah. And so like, you know, I got a deal on the aprons, and I'm not going to talk about the price, but like, then it was worth it. Right. Cause like the thing is like, I think, $90 to $120 for an apron is quite expensive if you're an up and coming cook, or if you're a young sous chef, like maybe ask for it for Christmas, you know, but like, I don't know, for me, it's kind of like, yes, I love the aprons. I do love them. But here's the thing. When I'm working, like in the professional kitchen, dude, I'm going for my Casein apron because it's broken in, it's light. And honestly, the straps are longer. And the thing is I like yeah, it's true. I know. And I also have just to give you a little backstory, Casein is in San Francisco. And I got some custom made aprons since 2019. And honestly, I didn't like them at first. I didn't like them. I did not like them. I was kind of mad. I was kind of upset because I got 11 of them. And but I'll tell you what, man, 6 months in, when they were broken in and washed,
became nice.
They were washed about like 15 to 30, times. I don't know how much times, but then they started getting comfortable and soft. And like now it's funny because like just like you, Casey, I wear the H&B when I'm filming or when I'm at the house. When I'm filming, but like. For some reason, I can consciously tell that I almost like. So the thing is with H&B, when you go to make a custom apron, you're over $140, $150, right? Like, wow. And it's that's nuts. Yeah, and it's like, listen, I love it, but I don't know if I would recommend that for a young upcoming cook. You're right. I would ask for it for Christmas, but then you only have one. Whereas you could get 3 aprons at $50 a piece. You know what I'm saying? And rotate them. Now, on the other hand, my brother, who is also an H&B ambassador, right? He has a chef jacket made by them, right?
Oh wow!
Yeah, and he said that's cool. He said it's the best chef jacket he's ever had in his life. Okay, and he's bigger too. He's bigger. He's like 250 pounds. So there's no question on quality. The thing is like, and just like I said, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? Because I wear H&B, and I have I should do a giveaway. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 aprons now. 5 Hedley and Bennett aprons. Too many. But think about that. When you're in a professional kitchen, you have 3 to 5 aprons, right? The total amount of the cost of these aprons is probably like, if I were to add it up, it'd be like $550, 5 something, right?
Easy.
5. Yeah. And I'm just, you have to ask yourself, is it actually worth it? No, it is worth it if you're filming content. The H&B looks good. Yeah. It looks good on camera. But if you're in a professional kitchen working a saute station, I don't know, bro. You're gonna get mad if you get stuff on it. Yeah. Now I will also argue that. Listen, I love the fact that what H&B stands for. I love what Ellie. She used to work at Providence in Los Angeles. Mad respect. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so the company's great. But yeah, I think that's always going to be an issue, man, is the cost, right? You know, it's just like
cost. I mean, for $100, was that like a knife, couple of tools, couple?
Yeah, and it's like listen, but like here's the thing, but I'm not tripping though. Like, you know, it's Gucci compared to Target. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I said that before.
Yeah.
It's like Gucci compared to Target. You know what I'm saying? You're paying for the label, and that's the thing, and you're also paying for the quality. So I think you as the consumer need to make the decision. But as someone that wears a ton of aprons, man, I'm telling you, I love the H&B. You know what my favorite one is the gray one I wear. I love the gray one. It's like
me too.
Spandex.
It's like stretchy.
It's like spandex, man. I love it. So,
I wore it to work for about 2 months, and I got stains on it. I can't get removed no more.
The grease stains, right? The grease stains. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I would argue that if you're clanging pans in the kitchen, right, you need to pick an apron that is more user friendly, right? Easy to move in, right? Like, you know, something that like if you burn a hole in it, you're not going to cry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know what? The same goes for knives. Think about this. About this, dude. I use Mizuno at work, the UX10. Now, listen, this knife is not, in my eyes, it's not a $600-700 knife, right?
Yes.
It's not. It's in the middle of the road. It's a knife that if somebody steals it, I'm not going to cry. It's a knife that's readily available. It's a good quality knife. It's a workhorse, right? Now, here's the thing. You can go a step above that. You can go with Massimo. You know, there's so many Japanese knives you can get. You could spend $500-600. Well, in my eyes, that's what Hedley Bennett is. It's the higher end Japanese knife compared to
that makes sense.
The middle of the road
for aprons.
Mizuno. Yeah. And I know sense. A lot, and I'm sure, like, I see people complain about the price all the time, and then I see like the sponsored posts where it's like, you know, Sad Poppy's talking about the price, and then even the CEO is talking about the price, and you know, this is why they're expensive. But if you see that, it's the number one complaint about Hedley and Bennett, and there's no question. There's no question on the actual quality, but it's just like, it's true. It's like you almost have to like pick and choose. That's why I tell people, don't go out and spend $600 on a chef knife if you don't know how to sharpen it.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Like get like a $40 Victoria. I keep saying it. I'm just like, get a decent steel that'll last you for ages. And Victorinox and Mercer's, those starter ones, bro, they I mean, I've had mine for 10 years now. It's I can't break it. There's no way I can chip the hell out of it, sure, and then just resharpen it.
But like, you know what? That's a good point, Casey. Listen, I you know, at a previous job, I'll say, I used to get so frustrated because a sous chef would want to use my knife, right?
Oh,
right. And the thing is he'd be like, you know, hey, chef, I need to cut some fish, man. Can I use your knife? Can I use your slicer? And then I remember saying like, hey, listen, if you don't take care of your own knife, why the fuck do you think you should touch my knife? Why do you think it's okay? Yeah. Like, I get it. Like, if you're cutting sushi and you need something fast, you need this knife. I'm like, but you don't take care of your own knives. And a lot of cooks used to complain about him not having a sharp knife. And it's crazy because, like, I remember, like, hey, you need to have your knives need to be sharp. And then the thing is what I was battling with is, like, the actual time for them to sharpen the knife and them just eating up too much of their time, right? Well, guess what? I came up with a great solution. I bought a cheaper set of knives, an electric sharpener, right?
Yeah.
And guess what, man? It fixed the solution, right? It fixed the problem. It fixed the problem, right? Because sharpening with a whetstone takes a little finesse, takes a little grace. And sometimes, and I remember my sous chefs didn't really have time to do all of that. They would send their knives to get sharpened, right? You know, you have to pick and choose your battle. I don't let anybody touch my knives except for LA Japanese knife imports in Los Angeles. But, you know, I think that's really important to take in consideration is like, you got to keep that knife sharp, man. If not, that's like the one thing in the kitchen. Like, I don't know how many kitchens I've been in where like a chef has checked my knives, like checked. And I remember, when Joshua Skeens at Saison checked my knife. I remember he's like, hey, I'm going to use this real quick to cut this. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead, chef. And I had just put a razor on it, like a razor edge, but it was a thin knife. It wasn't a heavy knife.
Yeah.
So it was really good though. I mean, it's stuck in the cutting board. It was crazy. That's how sharp it was.
Do you use a lot more all-purpose knives? Let me ask you that because my main thing is a cleaver. in the kitchen.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, for me, I wasn't raised like that. So like a lot of people that do use cleavers, they usually have an Asian background or Chinese, and that's totally fine, man. I'm totally cool with that. I pretty much use a Western style Japanese knife. So Miyabi, Mizuno, I gotta be honest, like, the classic Japanese knives, I love them, but I just find myself leaning more towards the Western style handle. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? And my favorite type of handle is the oval, like the Shun or the Miyabi. Mm-hmm. The Mizuno is great, but like, I got to be honest, that Miyabi birchwood is my favorite. It's light. It's great. It's like, but it's expensive, dude. That my 10-inch chef knife is like $450.
Yeah, they're pricey.
Yeah, they're pricey, but it's worth
Japanese, it. The Japanese, like, it depends what kind of knife style it is too. You're more referring to like a Gyuto style, so it has a little bit of curve.
Yeah.
The ones that I have, the Japanese stuff, is all straight. Okay. There's no curve.
Yeah.
The way you have to cut things is you pull up and down, kind of a chop thing. But if you take care of it, man, it's super sharp. All my knives are cheap. Yeah. Nothing over $100 except for one that I got on my when I made exec the first time.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a good point. I would argue that the straight knife is easier to sharpen. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to deal with the curve. You don't have to deal with the curve. But let me ask you something. Do you sharpen with the whetstone, or have you ever used an electric sharpener?
I have both. So when I was at Legals, we had, because we were paying, it was $80 every 2 weeks for a knife sharpener, and it's like 25 knives. And I brought it up to corporate. I'm like, hey, listen, look, I know this is standard procedure. Can I do the budget and get like, I don't know, $500-$600 extra on like dry, and just buy like a pro, a sharpener, like the electric sharpener, and like a dozen knives from like Restaurant Depot, like the Mercer ones. Yeah. They're like $14-$15 a pop. They're like, why would you do that? I was like, bro, do the math yourself. Like, it will cost us thousands when I can literally do it in house and have the guys do it. They know how to sharpen. It takes 2 seconds. Like, literally, you can't fuck it up. It tells you how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what?
Like, oh my God.
And I'm going to be honest, like, and this is just my personal opinion. Chefs can do whatever they want, but like, I think you're 100% right. Like, they need to take accountability of sharpening their own knife. And I have just recently, in the last 6 months, been susceptible to an electric sharpener because of the ease of use. And so I actually purchased one for work because, my knives are tight, but like, dude, I don't have time to be hitting the house knives on the whetstone, right? And like, some of them are cheap, some of them are good. And I'm like, you know what? I really don't have time for that. But here's the thing with electric sharpener, it takes the guesswork out of it. And even though I don't use that for my knives, I think if I were in a restaurant setting, I would definitely cut the knife guy and have the cooks and the chefs use the electric sharpener to keep the knives tight. Because like, dude, that is the most time I've ever seen injury is from a dull knife. A knife from that's not. Knife. Yeah, exactly.
Can I show you this?
Oh, snap.
From a dull knife. I was using one of my slicers at work. One of my, I couldn't get my knife out, so I just picked out one of the house knives. Dull. Sliced right through the thumb right off. Well, not the thumb, but like a little tip of it. Yeah. Tip right off. And they're like, oh my God, you can. I'm like, bro, give me the salt. I was like, give me the salt. Give me a glove. Boom. Out. Let's keep going. And this was Friday, Brandon. Remember that 30 top I was telling you about? Yeah. Yeah. That was crazy.
That's rough, dude. Rough. What were you slicing?
Duck.
Yeah. Damn. Come on, bro. You need a razor sharp to slice duck, dog.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, you know what?
I didn't want to reach for my knife real quick.
That's what your punk ass gets, man. That's what your punk ass gets for slicing like
what I get.
Like a Gogolian. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like anyway, I'm gonna be honest, man. Right? Yeah. One time I was slicing. I use an damn, I can't even say it. A yanagi for slicing meat. One-sided, always. And I have one that it has just been. It's just for me to get that really nice clean slice. I feel like with the chef knife, you have to zigzag, but man, with that, bro, with that sushi knife, man. Slice. Oh, give me a oof. Yeah, it happens quick. So like too.
I brought it back home. So this is my main slicer. There's a Tsukihiji right?
That's cute. That's cute. What is that? 8
it's like
inches?
It's 8.6.
Yeah,
so
I like the
mils.
10 inch, man.
That's it.
I like
bro,
the
just one. That's it. That's that motion. I just sharpened it, so this is pretty.
Why do you have it on your desk, dog? Is that? I mean, listen. Are you waiting for somebody to break in?
I'm about to go to work.
Do you waiting for somebody to break in your house, dog?
I'm about to go to work, so I have it right here, dude.
Yeah, you can't, dude. You could tell, man. Shoot, you could tell you ain't got no kids, man. I can't. I have to leave my knives up and away.
Well, it was on the magnet holder, but as soon as we're and then we.
I keep on forgetting.
It's on my desk currently.
So for everybody that's listening, I'm in California, so it's only 9:16 a.m. over here, and on the East Coast it's like 12:16, right? Yeah, dude. So that's crazy, man. So let's talk about the holidays,
bro. So the holidays, right? Do you guys get crazy right now? Is your work crazy right now?
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I am so grateful that dude. I really hope that I don't want to say this on air, but I'm gonna say it. Like my workload.
Okay.
Oh, Stovengard. He's in.
We got Stove in.
What's up, dog?
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Definitely hear you.
Shit, bro.
Are you good?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Are you good?
Okay.
Insanity.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good, man. Nice to meet you, dude. We
were just talking.
We chat via TikTok, but it's really awesome to so this is the first time we're all meeting, right? So
yeah.
So first off, what is your name?
Oh, my name is Mike Hayes.
Mike Hayes. Okay.
What's up, Mike?
Because I only know your handle. I don't know your actual name.
Yes, dude. That's
Mike Hayes.
That's like a big problem. Like I never knew how much of a problem that would be until I started to blow up. And then it's companies are like, they'll reach out to me and be like, I didn't know how to get a hold of you because I'm like, I mean, I have my email in my profile, but it's they're like, I couldn't find you anywhere. I'm like, well, that sucks.
That's crazy, man. I want to talk about your progression, man, because I'm so excited for you. I literally am so happy for you that this is happening. And you also still work in 9 to 5, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
So basically it started off that all right. So it started off that I did YouTube for a long time.
Okay.
Like 2 years. And it just I never got traction on YouTube at all. And it was always somebody had more talent than me, which there's plenty of people that have more talent than me. And that's not me just being shitty on myself, but there is there's so much. You're never going to have somebody that's not, better than you. Yeah, 100%. But there's things that I have that other people don't, and there's things that other people have that I don't. And I think you just got to use your strengths. But basically, on YouTube, I had such a hard time doing that. Such a hard time,
dude. Welcome to the freaking crew, bro. I've been doing YouTube for over 2 years too, and I'm still at 2,700. But KC, same thing. He's been doing it for 4 years. But yeah, I'm totally with you on that.
Yeah. So I did YouTube for about 2 years, and I had maybe 1,000 followers. I mean, that would be it. And the funny thing that's funny as shit, my mom saw all the videos that I was making, and she was like, well, can you help me out? Because she loves interior decorating. So then, and I was like, well, I don't have the cameras for that shit. You know what I mean? I don't have cameras good enough to make me look good. I can't help you. I don't know how I can help you, but I'll come over just to be nice to my mom. And, I made her an edit. I edited her video and posted it. It got 40,000 views overnight. I was like, are you kidding me? Bro, she now has 20,000 followers, and she never posts because she doesn't know how to edit videos, and she doesn't live in Maryland anymore. Well, she lives in Maryland, but she lives 3 hours away. Yeah. So it's it's just so funny. But I told her ever since I blew up on TikTok, she's like, I got to learn how to do TikTok. I was like, Ma, you can edit your own videos on TikTok. It's easy.
Easy.
It's easy.
You can in-app edit.
Yeah. So what happened with me, that's when I was like, okay, I can do this, even with my shitty equipment, I can totally do this. And then, eventually I couldn't do it with cooking. And I was like, maybe I'm just not good enough. And I was like, I love music because that's my other passion is music. I have a lot of different passions.
There we go.
And I was like, cool, I'll make a music one. Me and my brother, we kind of made a music one, and we rolled with it. And then, like, that one did okay, but it didn't break, like, 500 followers. And I was like, man, I don't know. Maybe I need to do it. And I was, like, making other YouTube channels, trying to make it happen. And then I stopped doing all that. I stopped doing all that. And when TikTok kind of started to blow up, my wife was sending me videos like over and over again, funny little videos on TikTok. And I was like, dude, TikTok's dumb. Like, it's so dumb.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
And then she sent me somebody that was cooking. And I was like, this is on there? All right. I was like, all right, I'll download it just to like check it out. I don't even remember who it was. I think it was, I don't even remember her handle, but she's like the older woman.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Sherry.
She ain't old. No, it's somebody different. Anyway, yeah, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna try this out. So then I downloaded it. My second video got like 500,000 views, and I had 10,000 followers overnight. And I was like,
nice.
I was like, this is insane. All right, and it was a cooking hack video. It was like what I'm known for on TikTok.
Yeah. That's
like
dope.
The only videos that used to do well for me was the cooking hacks.
Yeah, but still, you gotta, you have to find those videos that are going to drive your page. But listen, Mike, can you give the listener and the viewers a little 3-minute summary of, just basically how you grew up, how you got into cooking, and then how you transitioned into social media? That'd be great. And what you do now for a current job.
Sure. Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. Currently. Well, I'll start back to childhood. So I had a really good childhood. My parents were awesome. Parents are still together. Parents are thriving. And I have 2 other brothers, so it's 3 of us, and I'm the youngest. Okay. And kind of skipping ahead to when I started working, it was early. So I turned 15, and I remember I wanted to buy something, and I asked my dad for money so that I could buy this like $50 video game or whatever it was. And he was like, I mean, you can get it for your birthday or you can get it for Christmas, but unless you want it. And he made a joke, and he was like, unless you want it, you're going to have to go get a job. And I was like, I thought about it, and I was young enough and aware enough that like my brothers both had jobs because they're a little bit older than me. I was like, I can go get a job. And I went to McDonald's, and I got myself a job at McDonald's. And I thought I was like Mr. Moneybags back then because I was working a lot of hours at McDonald's as a 15-year-old. But then as soon as I turned 16, my brother, who was working at a restaurant, who was like bar backing at a restaurant, was like, dude, we need busboys. So come on down. And now that you're 16, you can actually be working a restaurant. I was like, let's go. So then I did that, and I left McDonald's to do that. And that really opened my eyes to a lot of things. I remember like always walking back in the kitchen, and I seen all the dudes cooking, and I was like, that's dope. Like, that's really cool. And when I was younger, I was into cooking too, but I didn't know shit at all. And it wasn't like my dad sat down with me or my mom sat down with me and cooked with me, and then that's what like sparked it. It really sparked watching guys cook in this kitchen. And I was like, that's really cool. I really want to do that. And so then I was a busboy for a long time, till I was probably 16, 17, 18. I think when I turned 18 is when I started branching out. I think I was in Expo.
Mm-hmm.
So, the cooks were like handing food over, and I'd plate it and all that. I don't have to tell you what Expos are. But anyway, I was in Expo for about a year. And then I think when I turned 19 is when I officially started cooking. But leading up to that, from 16 on, that's when I really started like watching Food Network and watching YouTube videos of people cooking. And actually, I have this when I think I was like 17. I don't remember, but I made a cooking YouTube channel with my friends, and it was called Guys Cooking Shirtless. And we would like just cook shirtless. And I don't know. I have no idea why we did that, but it was hilarious. And we would like do funny stuff. Like we would cook like bacon grease, and the bacon would be like splattering on us. We're like,
Hey, is that video still around? Those
yeah,
videos
bro.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
God,
And
you better hope somebody to dig it up.
dude, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I go back and I laugh at it so much. Like I'm using frozen chicken and like thawing it out and then cooking it in hot oil. I'm like, dude, so much of it's like cringy, but it's like it's my past. Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. So
I'm always curious. So now you do now what's your 9 to 5 job?
Yeah, so now can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay.
Right.
Somebody had called me and it broke up. 9 to 5 currently. I am a roofing salesman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. What happened to I'm always curious. What made you want to jump out of cooking or like becoming a chef, I should say, or like being in the restaurant industry?
Yeah. So I had jumped from job to job in restaurant because at first it was like, all you can be is a fry cook here. We can't really give you anything else. And I was like, cool. I did that for like a year. And I was like, not that I'm bored of it. I just like, I want more. Like I want more. And so they were like, well, we could let you do salads. And I was like, that's dope. So I did salads for like, I did fry and salad for like a year and a half. But that place, they didn't really need a salad guy because they had plenty of them. It was just like, we know you want more. So here it is. So most of the time I was just doing fried food. And what was unfortunate about that was I worked at a place that did wing nights. So it was like 2 times a week. All I was doing was cooking wings. And it was like
wings. Yeah.
It was honestly terrible. It was really bad. There was like very passionless cooking. And that's what I didn't like about it. Yeah. So fast forward, like I jumped to a different job and there I was working fry and grill. And I was like, cool. And then I jumped to another one for more money. And there I was working pizza. So I would make like roll out the dough, hand the pizza over, all that stuff. And then they put me on pasta. And it's like at that place, that's where I learned a lot. And what sucks, it was like the most corporate place of all of them because I hated that. I hated like measuring out every single ingredient. And they're going to shoot you if you go outside, like put an extra shredded piece of cheese on there. And it's like, I hated that. And it like made me feel very passionless about cooking again. Yeah. And eventually it got to the point where I just wasn't making enough money to, to support what I wanted to do, that I was like, here's this sales job. I think I'm going to go take it and then just continue pursuing cooking as a passion in my life.
Yeah. And
so I did. I started selling furniture, and then I turned 21, and my dad was like, we have an opening at my job, which he was selling roof for this company, and then it all happened from there. So then I got the roofing job, and I was still living with my parents, so I saved a ton of money. Bought a house when I was 21. Nice. Crazy.
Wow.
And it's been, all downhill from there, I should say. But yeah.
Dude, that's so funny, but like I totally get what you're saying about the corporate restaurant. And it's funny because see, this is where Casey and I, we're like yin and yang. So basically I have the Michelin star fine dining background and he comes from the corporate world. Right. He's a corporate, like pretty much a corporate chef. Well, not anymore, but like now, but that's his background. And it's funny because I used to work at Cheesecake Factory when I was like 17 or 18, right? I went straight for the money. I didn't know. I just knew that they were paying $13 an hour back then. I was making fucking minimum wage and that sounded good to me. And I remember when the corporate chef came to the window and he looked at me and he said, "Hey, how many sesame seeds are in a tablespoon?" And I looked at him like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "In this dish. I want you to tell me how many are in this dish." And he was just being cocky and being a dick, right? And I'm just like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Like, because I would just do this, sesame seeds, boom. Yeah, he's like, it's supposed to be 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds on the teriyaki chicken or whatever it was. And I remember thinking like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm so sorry. Like the chicken is cooked perfectly. Like this chicken is cooked perfectly. And you want to sit here and talk about 42 sesame seeds in a tablespoon? Get the fuck out of here. And then you know what he said? You know what he said? He's like, well, why do you have to get so upset? And I'm like, because, you know, and then, so, he said like, well, think about this. If you put a tablespoon and a half over the course of a year and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine. Like, I get it. I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. And it's so funny because that right there put that taste in my mouth for corporate is evil.
For corporate.
Right? Which, yeah. And like, listen, I remember when I put in my notice. And listen, first of all, Cheesecake Factory is a great place to work. I'm not downing Cheesecake Factory. It just wasn't for me. There was two things that I couldn't agree with. You know, one, like, you know how when you're working somewhere and like, you know, something's wrong, but you're too young to ask or like say something.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. When I started at Cheesecake Factory, every single cook took the portion bag. So you portion bag pasta in the saute pan. Guess where the portion bag went? On the fucking floor. On the floor. And then every hour, somebody would come with the squeegee and squeegee all the portion bags down to the end of the line and throw them in the trash. And I remember thinking like, stepping on like, and I'm like, this is so stupid. I'm like, this makes no sense. But there was no room on the line to put a trash can. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, and hopefully they've changed that. I just remember thinking like, you know, when I become a chef, I am never, ever gonna freaking do that. But that's what made me turn away from corporate, and it left a bad taste in my mouth for my whole career. And I remember when I put in my notice, now don't get me wrong, I crushed it at Cheesecake Factory. Within 6 months, I had already known 3 stations. I got 50 cents raise each time, but I wanted to learn how to be a chef. So I actually migrated out of it. And I remember when I put in my notice, the corporate chef was like, well, hey, you know, there's opportunity for growth. And I'm like, listen, you can say whatever you want. I just don't want to work so here, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like it's gross. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like, for me, it was just, I couldn't freaking do it, man. And it's so funny because I'm so glad that I actually was, I started cooking when I was young. So like, I knew exactly what I want. I could pinpoint what type of chef I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is a very difficult thing to do when you're a young cook, right? What type of chef do you want to be? Because there's plenty of outlets, you know? But that freaking, but I'm always curious to see, like, because I'll be honest, Mike, listen, I've been a chef for a while, but like this industry is shitty. It really is. It is equally as rewarding if you can make it. If you can survive the low pay, the long hours, the holidays, the fucking weekends, the nights. And I'll tell you right now, COVID has changed it was like a blessing and a curse because it changed my perception on this. And you can see it right now in the restaurant industry. People are just, bro, I can make 90 grand a year selling feet pics online. I'm going to fucking do that. I'm going to do that. Like I'm here in the Bay Area. And there are so many of my chef friends asking me for line cooks and prep cooks and dishwashers. And guess what? You know what they're doing now? Uber Eats, DoorDash, right?
Yeah. Something else that pays more.
They make so much more money because guess what? Everybody's getting their shit delivered, and like Instacart, and like they get to choose their hours. They can work whenever they want. They can just turn the app off. And it's funny because I tell everybody, like, now you have to make the job like awesome. You know what I'm saying? And I see, and what I was getting at is like, I always ask the question, what made you want to switch over? And it's always the same reason. The low pay, the hours, right? The actual, this is what people don't take in consideration. It's the actual physical work too. Like, go working straight, demanding 8 hours, no break, freaking cooking. Like, dude, sometimes when I used to leave the kitchen, I would be burnt, bro.
Oh yeah. I always was. Was.
Dude, and so it's like, man, I'm always curious to see, like, and then I always caution I have a true passion about helping the younger generation of chef, right? Like passing the torch, like, hey, this is the way. And I always caution them of like, hey, this industry is cutthroat. Like the restaurant industry will chew you up and spit you out, man. Like it literally will. And it's unfortunate, but I always tell people like, which direction do you want to go? Because if you just want to create social media, if you just want to hop on YouTube or TikTok and Instagram and create food, you don't need any restaurant experience. You could do, if you want to be a creator, just get right into it. Watch YouTube videos. There's so much free content out there that people that doing things right, where you can learn and do it yourself and trial and error. You know what I mean? I mean, it's crazy, man, because like, I think a lot of young cooks nowadays are just like, they're kind of at a loss because now people are smart. They're like, wait, I'm going to pay 80 grand for culinary school and come out as on the bottom as a prep cook making minimum wage. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. You think you come out of culinary school as a sous chef? No. No. I mean, Casey, what's your point of view on that?
So let me give you the Yang perspective, right, Stove? So when I was growing up, I was like, oh man, I really wanted to cook, and I fully wanted to be a cook ever since I was 9, still in the Philippines, right? Come over here, and I was training in mom and pop shops. But anyway, I was like, how can I make more money? So I tried corporate, I liked it, but I'm like, I want finer stuff. Yeah. So in my 20s, I went to go do the Michelin route, as Brandon is doing, but I'm based here in New Jersey, so I went to New York City. But bro, it was so stupidly cutthroat. Like, people will cut you down to get to the next position. They don't care. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. If you can't make it, fuck it, bye, move on to the next one. That set such a sour tone in my mouth that I didn't go Michelin route. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a lot more money than any of these motherfuckers in corporate, and that's exactly what I did. So I went back corporate, but at the same time, I could care less what I was doing, managing the stores or whatever, but I would still train. I would still stage in Michelin restaurants. That way, my brain is always fresh. So that's the yin and yang component.
You know, you make a great point, Casey, and I want to share this. There's a person that I went to culinary school with, the Florida Culinary Institute in West Palm Beach, Florida. We both started at Cheesecake Factory at the same time, and he is still at the Cheesecake Factory. So we're talking about 20 plus years. All right. So it was 2000. Let's say 2005. So 2005. So 15 or 16.
Almost 20.
And don't get me wrong. He climbed his way up the ladder. He loves his job. He loves it. He's been Cheesecake Factory the whole time. Right. And so I mean, I remember when he was, he got to like 120 grand a year while I was still a cook. My G, still cooking. Yeah. Okay. And he's posting his brand new Audi S5 that the Cheesecake Factory bought him. Okay. Cause you get to a certain level and then you get your own store and you also get a company car. And those perks are cool, man. And it's like, you know what? It's funny because like I was jealous to start, but then I realized like, hey, if you give us both a mystery basket, right? If we go to the farmer's market, you give him a mystery basket and you give me a mystery basket, I'm going to blow your mind. He's going to give you sliders. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the way it is. Like, he's going to give you a Cheesecake Factory dish. And it's like, that is not what I want my identity to be. I want it to be, like, I can do pastry, I can do savory, I can run a banquet of 300 people, 250 people. I can build you a restaurant. I can conceptualize a restaurant for you. And so it just depends on what route you want to go. But I'll be honest, like, I think what you're doing, Mike, I like calling you Stove. You like that, Stove?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I like Stove. I like Stove. But I love what you're doing because you're like, I'm a big fan of you because like you're making it approachable for a beginner level cook. Yep. And I'm like, dude, I love this, man. And like
that's what I wanted to do, man.
Your tips are legit, man. Everything you do is awesome. And it's funny because, I try to tell people like you can learn from anybody and always have an open mind. Unfortunately, I have this like, and it's just the way it is. And my boss tells me this as well. Like, I have an overwhelming amount of confidence that almost comes off cocky. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I try the best I can, but like, even at work, like, if I step foot in the kitchen, it is what it is. Like, it's very hard. It comes across as in the video sometime where, like, it's like when I'm telling you a technique it's just because of the years of experience. And it's kind of like, I'm not trying to sound cocky. It's just like the way that I come across. And like, I know it's kind of, but it just is what it is, man. It's just like when I played football, man, like, dude, I'm not playing special teams. I want to be on the first string. You know what I'm saying? And and it's like, and it's just hard because like, I wish I kind of had what you had where it's like, you're talking to a 5-year-old and people can download it. And that's why your videos get so many views. You know what I'm saying? And I can appreciate that. I really do. And like, sometimes I lose people 7 seconds in when I'm talking about a ISI canister, right? Like, yeah. And it's true. And Casey, I know you have some videos on deck of Stove over here, so let's go ahead and run through it. I do.
Yeah. So like the funny thing, Stove was mentioning about his stuff. Like I already have the things planned. So Stove, just to give you some, I couldn't. So here's what happened. Right, I saw one of your hacks a long time ago. I was like, what is this dude's name? I know what he looks like. I could not find your video anywhere. And I'm like, God damn it. And not so recently, you surfaced back again. I was like, oh my God. Boom, insta follow. But before I did that, I didn't know you were following me already. I was like, oh my God, this is the guy right here. So anyway, before full disclosure, right? So Stove, this is you. I got some videos of you. But the one I wanted to do though, this is the video that I knew of you.
Oh,
no.
It's okay, dude. It's okay.
I know. This is memory lane for you. Just give me a second.
All right.
I was like, this is the dude right here. This is what I remembered him as. So here we go.
3 cooking hacks that I learned in restaurant. First is probably my favorite. I love my wood cutting board, but I use this one way more. Problem is, these plastic ones slide too much. So you got to take a wet paper towel, put it underneath, and it won't slide anymore.
Booyakasha, right
so,
there.
You know, it's funny, Stove. I know it's cringy watching yourself, but trust me, it's good. When I first started creating TikToks, I couldn't get over the fact of like, it was so hard for me to like not critique myself, and I'm my biggest critic. Mm-hmm. But dude, that's a great video, man. I'm telling you, man.
Dude, I have so many problems with that video.
Yeah, I know. Dude, listen. It's crazy because like if it wasn't for Gary V, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Like,
dude, Gary V. I love Gary V.
Yeah, he's like, you need to post 100 videos without judging yourself. Post your first 100, then judge yourself. And he's so right. There's so many videos that I post that I've just posted, just like, forget it, just post it. And I'm so glad I have that mindset now. So there's 2 things I want to ask. What do you use to film? Do you just use your phone or do you use a set?
Just my phone.
Nice.
God damn.
Because his lighting is nice.
Dude, for everybody out there, I'm telling you right now, if you listen and if you're watching on YouTube, you do not need a freaking $7,000 camera setup, okay? Trust me on this. Look at Stove and Garden. Look at Albert Can Cook. Albert Can Cook has 2.5 mil followers. I couldn't believe his camera quality when I went to go do the collab with him. And I'm like, hey, man, what kind of setup you got over here? And he's like, setup? What do you mean setup?
On my phone.
And I'm like, yeah, what kind of camera do you use? I got the Sony AS3. Well, I didn't know because his English isn't really that good. He speaks Russian, but he's like, but he could, it happens all the time, like where we couldn't. I was like, yeah, what kind of camera setup? He's like, what do you mean? I use my phone. No, his wife said, we use the iPhone. And I'm like, excuse me? Dude, what? But it's funny because I wasn't good, and I don't claim to be a videographer or a cinematographer, but my first 3 to 5 months of TikTok was just iPhone. Mm-hmm. And then I switched to a camera. But I would argue that you do not need that. You need to get the content on the fucking page. Like, post it. Quantity over quality. With IG and TikTok, you don't need really high quality. But with YouTube, I would argue that you do.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with the reason why I couldn't get like any traction on YouTube. I think also the problem is when here, the 2 different mics here, two different stoves. When I made YouTube, I made it to blow up. That was the only reason, right?
Yeah.
That was the only reason why I made YouTube. Because I wanted to be like a content creator. I had this false idea of what it was going to be. It didn't blow up. And I think maybe it came across that way. Like I didn't care about actually teaching anybody. Yeah. Now, fast forward to TikTok, I made those TikToks because it was an outlet for me. Because I was having stress about my child about to be brought into this world. And I'm like, I want like some sort of outlet. And I love teaching people. Like I love doing that. Like if you come to me and you're like, hey dude, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to draw this. I'm going to be like, I got you. And I will sit down for like a whole hour and teach you how to draw the stick figure just because I just love teaching. And I think it goes right along with what you were saying about how the reason why my videos do so well is because it's so approachable. And I learned that early because so many people were like, I've never cooked before and I'm following you so that I can learn how to cook. And that really meant a lot to me because I'm like, okay, here I am making an impact on people.
Yes.
That's kind of crazy. And then so I went along and I'm like, I made a couple intricate dishes and they got like 100 views.
Yeah.
And then I made banana bread and it got 1 million views. I'm like, okay, now I'm understanding. If I just do approachable stuff,
sure,
this is what it's going to do. And that's why the 3 cooking hacks do so well too, because they're that wow factor of like, they get shares because people are like, I never knew that, share it. And they get the comments. And the reason why I hate it so much is because I touch raw chicken.
Yeah.
And like, it's so funny. Like, I made that hack, but I clean the mallet anyway.
Yeah.
Like I clean the tenderizer anyway. So like, I don't even know why I put that one in there. I think I was just like, I need to find 3 that I can do.
Listen,
and I just tossed them all together.
TikTok is weird, man. First of all, how many kids do you have? Just 1 or 2?
1. And
okay.
It was right before I made TikTok. So I made TikTok, I think 11 months ago. No.
Okay.
11 months ago. No, 10 months ago. But he just turned 10 months.
Oh, nice, man. Welcome to fatherhood. It's the best, isn't it? Wait until they get older. Oh, it's crazy. So I have 5 and 3
Wait
right
until
now.
they get older.
5 years old and 3-year-old. Really cute. But anyway, what was I going to say? I was going to talk about, on TikTok, when you post a video on TikTok, they want to see the whole process of you washing your hands, drying them off. Yeah. Okay. And it's just like, it's ridiculous. It's like, you have to negotiate while you're making your video. You know what I say? Just make the video and then respond in the comment section, because you need to boost the engagement. But it's just like people, it's like, I leave a lot of parts out, because here's the thing. If you post anything over 30 seconds, you risk the chance of it not getting a lot of views, because people click off. Yeah. And it's very easy to see the analytics. Well, you know what? I stopped looking at analytics, and it's so funny, because now that I just post content that is more authentic and I'm not chasing trends, it's getting way more views. But like, I don't know, Stove, I want to get your thought on this, because for me, it's kind of like, and I was just telling Casey about this earlier in the beginning of the podcast, I don't like getting viral videos, meaning a mil plus, even though viral is considered 250K and above. I don't like videos that get a mil or 1.2. I just get anxiety, because just like I told KC, I went from 40,000 followers to 210 overnight. Yeah. All right. I posted a very controversial video. Dude, it took off. But the amount of negativity and the amount of followers that I got that weren't genuinely interested in me as a creator ended up hurting my engagement. And I wanted to get your point of view on that. Yeah, I wanted to get your point of view on that, because I recently had a brand reach out to me, and I sent them my analytics, and they were extremely happy with my engagement with only, I think I have like 400K or something. Whereas the thing that I'm seeing now is like, there are creators there that have millions of followers, but low engagement. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So that's why I was telling KC, I would seriously. I've had a couple videos that reach over a mil, and the thing is like, sometimes I get a good following, sometimes.
Yeah. The whole like tried and true way, though, to me, like, I agree. When I get a viral video and it just blows up, there's a lot of people that will follow me just because they saw it and they're really not interested in it. But like, maybe I did a hack and they were interested in that, right? Well, unfortunately, if I'm not doing hack videos, they're scrolling. And so like it gets that like 1 second view and they're gone. So, and that's the unfortunate thing, is then it takes my analytics and goes, 50 people watched it all the way through and liked it, but then 50 other people only watched it for 1 second and scrolled off. Yeah. And it like screws up my engagement. But I will say, anytime that I make a video, and I can usually tell if a video is going to do well before I post it. I can just usually tell, like, okay, the time is good. It's between 20 and 30 seconds. It's very engaging. I've watched it now 3 times in a row, and I can't really point anything out. It flows really well. I can tell when I'm going to put it up if it's going to do well. Sometimes they surprise me. Yeah. Sometimes I post, and I'm like, this is just going to be a post, and it just goes crazy stupid. Yeah. But if it's a good video, it's going to do well regardless, because as soon as it gets enough engagement that it takes it to the For You page, those are brand new people, and they're going to give it a try if it's good. Sure. if it's good. You could be like other content creators who have done really great things in the past and now they're not doing so well, and they lost their passion and they lost their creativity, but people are watching them anyway just because of their false ideology of who they were in the past. Or you could be someone who's amazing, like Josh, who can
Josh Wiseman?
post,
Wiseman? Dude, I love it, man.
Who could post fucking anything, and he's going to get tons of viewership.
Yeah,
Josh is
his YouTube channel has absolutely his YouTube channel has absolutely freaking dominated the internet. It's crazy. I remember when he had like it was only 3 mil subs, and now he's double that. All of his videos are mil plus. And I'm going to tell you right now, the bag that he's getting off YouTube is probably juicy.
Oh, it's got to be
primo.
Insanity.
It's got to be juicy. I mean, because he's hitting 3 different camera angles. Like, it's a lot. And yeah, that's crazy. But it's funny you say that. And I got to be honest, like, I don't know, man. Like, sometimes, like, TikTok, I've had so many videos get flagged. I don't know if your videos get flagged, but, like, it's ridiculous.
I've had a couple taken down.
I just recently had one taken down. It kind of like rubbed me the wrong way, even though it didn't take me that long to edit, but I was doing the Busta Breezy trend, the Salt Poppy trend. And, it got taken down like within 8 hours for harassment and bullying. And I could probably see why. It looks like I'm kind of making fun of the creator, and I tagged him in the comments, but I'm not. We were cool, man. We're cool. Like, it's his trend. I credit him, but I think maybe TikTok probably thought that it was bullying, so they just took it down. But it's like, I try to tell people all the time, don't complain, don't cry. Guess what? It's not your app. You do not own that shit. Yeah. You don't own it. And it gets frustrating sometimes, especially when you take a lot of time to edit a video and put it up and it's doing good. It just gets, it's like, okay, whatever. Or it gets flagged because of the song. Man, there's so many.
Yeah, dude, Chef Cho deals with that all the time.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
All
day, every day.
He's, and we're cool. Like, I like him, man. He seems to be a good dude. But he's got that whole like bust your balls attitude, which is fine by me because I'm not sensitive to that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
but TikTok, people are, and they take listen. I see it all the time where like people will nitpick and like turn things around in comment sections all the time, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
It's crazy, and I find that my videos that I do something remotely wrong, they do 100 times better.
Yeah,
100 times better.
Well, then you need to start trolling people. That's what I do. Like, I'll troll somebody. Like, I'll straight up, I'll put something in a video that doesn't make sense or that will spark some engagement. But I totally get it, man.
That's the same thing. Like Albert does the same thing where he did that one video where he made something and then it like made him sad, and then they put them fake tears in his eyes and it was going down.
Yeah,
like that. That just gets engagement, dude.
Yeah.
That gets so much engagement because people are like, "Oh, don't cry."
Yeah.
Oh, don't cry.
I know, it's like, man.
He puts it in every fucking video now. I'm like, dude, good on him, man.
And the blender screaming when he screams. His. Dude, that's his, man. Everybody that does that now, like, they need to give him credit, man. He was the first one to do that. But I thought that was really cool, man. You know, it's funny because to see Albert's progression when we did our collab. He only had 150. He had like before that he had like 150,000 followers or something like that. But then he posted that birria video. The birria video is what he got 300 followers off of that video. 300,000. And then after that, he just stayed with the same, like, not talking, just know the loop, and and I'm just so happy to see his progression because I think what people don't realize is he posted 170. Okay, gotcha. He posted 170 videos before that birria video. Yeah, and so so we got about like 10 more minutes, right? 10 more minutes, Casey. Okay. Yeah, and so I wanted to ask a couple more questions. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, definitely full-time content creating.
Yeah. Okay.
I foresee that happening within a year from now. I mean, I'm there right now.
Yeah.
I'm just barely there, and it makes me scared to make the jump because I'm not just supporting myself. You know what I mean? Like,
you're supporting family,
I'm supporting my kid, and I'm like, if I make the jump and I have a couple bad months, that's not good. So I'm staying where I am, just saving money. And then as soon as I feel like I have something, I'm going to be like, all right.
Are you doing any brand deals or sponsorship posts?
Yeah, I do quite a lot.
Yeah.
And what sucks is like I was doing a lot before.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of time on my hands because I was working a job where I was working from home.
Yeah.
And we were not busy. So I was able to spend a lot of time making videos.
Mm-hmm.
But now working 9 to 5, not at home. I'm working I'm actually, I don't even work 9 to 5. I work 7 to 4. But the travel, I don't get home till 5. So it takes all of my time that I don't have a lot of time to make videos every day.
Yeah.
And so the time that I have to make videos, it almost always goes to my sponsors because they're like, hey, we got to have this video up by Friday. And I have only time to make 2 videos. Well, they're going to be one of my 2 videos. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm always afraid that my engagement's going to be bad because a lot of my videos during the week are sponsored videos, but it is what it is, man. I mean, I got to do what I got to do until I can branch away from my full-time job. Yeah. And as soon as I can get away from my full-time job, then that opens me up. Then I have tons of time. I have nothing but time to make my content. And
you know what really helped me out? And I don't know if you'd be up for this, but I do batch content. So I shoot for like 4 to 6 hours. I just shoot content. And then I also outsource my editing now. Before I wasn't doing that. So I pretty much looked at my content creation as a whole and I was like, okay, where do I suck? What am I getting? What do I need to do to improve? And you know what? The editing for me just bogged me down so much, bro. You know how long?
Especially if you have a camera and you're setting that up. Yeah. Because then you have to edit off app.
Yeah.
And like for me, I edit all on app. All of it.
In TikTok? You edit in TikTok? Yeah, dude. That's so you could probably cut it. See, but I do, dude, I take it to the next level. I do color grading. I lighting. It's like a studio. But the reason why I'm doing that is because you get the bigger paycheck for sponsorship deals. But here's the thing. Sure. Here's the thing. I hate doing sponsorship deals. You know what I'm saying? And I leave so much money on the table, man. So much. Yeah. Because I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want anybody to tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Like I had this great sponsorship deal with the salmon company. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I charge a lot because I use a 4K. I shoot in 4K. I professionally edit. I can put your label. I can do this. I can do that. I have a great package. But the thing is I just don't want to be told how to shoot the video. I don't want to be told what to do. And I'm like, and it's not my main source of income. So like for me, dude, I leave the money on the table. Here's a good example. The Granda, that was not an ad. That was not an ad. That was a testimonial because I already have the app. One of the app creators or the CEO, whoever he is, reached out to me and was like, "Hey, we really love your content. We would love you to be a part of this app." And we started talking about it. And I was like, "Listen, how about I shoot a video, right? And then if you like it, we can work together. But it'll just be a testimonial. I don't want any money. I don't want any money. I don't want a nickel and dime about 30, let me shoot a video. If you like it, you like it. If not, great. I already use the app and I think it's great for younger chefs. And I'm like, so I would love to support this product just out of the goodness of my heart. Yeah. Dude, I shot this video, man, and it is crispy, right? Crispy. And it's funny because now that set me up to shoot 2 more videos with them. And I am driving the bus now. You know what I'm saying? And so like my next couple videos are going to be sponsored. And, but I think that's important to take in consideration because the thing is I think a lot of micro creators and creators in general are getting taken advantage of, as far as product, like, oh, we'll send you the free product. You'll get $50 worth of free product, man. Stop doing that.
Dude. Yeah. I turn those down immediately. I go, well, it's cool, but I do charge and this is my price.
Yeah. And I'm transparent about my rate too. And I know a lot of people make more money than me, but I think it's important that, the thing is like, all content creators are different. And what I want to do, and sorry, this is what I was getting at. Where I want to get my money is I want to have full control over whether it's a subscription or I'm selling workshops or I'm selling merch or I'm selling, things that I have control over. And I want to save myself for doing the big sponsorship posts like William Sonoma, Sur La Table, things like that. Dog, I'm so sick of people sending me dumb shit. Like I literally can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't want to sell your air filter, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh, I get a lot of like toys and stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't even make content like this.
Yeah.
But for me, like a lot of times, a brand, for me, like this is how it works. So if a brand reach out to me and they're like, you know, we want you to make a video with this product, trying to be less specific. But they're like, cool, and I'll be like, cool, okay. You know, they'll be like, well, what's your rate? I'll say, well, this is my rate, but if I have creative freedom, it's this rate. And it'll be like substantially less money for them. Yeah. And then that way I can actually make the video how I want.
Exactly.
And I'm like, but if you need me to pitch it, if you need me to put the product in the beginning of the video at a certain angle, if you need me to say certain things, and you can tell which one of my videos are like that because it's like I'm on an infomercial, like, hey, by the way, this product. Yeah. And and it's so funny, I charge more for those because they're like true sales, and I hate it. Yeah. And then I charge less for the other ones. Well, the other ones do better because my audience, I know how to pitch my own content to my audience.
Yeah, I agree
so
with
when
that, man.
I'm not super salesy and I'm not following a script, the video performs way, way better. Yeah. And they have a much better chance of going viral and actually getting their product out there. Yeah. Unless they're going to use my video on their own platform and go run sponsors on it and go run ads on it, that's different. Then I'll make the video however you want me to make it. Yeah. Yeah. But at some point, it doesn't pay off for these companies to not give me the creative freedom when I know how to pitch it to the audience. That's what I do.
Yeah. That's a great point, man. Well, listen, it was amazing talking to you, Stove. I'm telling you, I'm so glad we got to meet in person on the podcast.
Yeah, man.
This is so awesome. We love doing this, man. We love shooting the shit and like just, not having a script, just going for it. And I'm so glad to meet you, man. I love your process. I love your videos.
Thanks,
I've been a big fan since day one. Obviously you see me up in the comment sections, So
for sure.
Yeah. So it's really nice to meet you, man. I'm glad you came on. This was awesome.
Yeah, you too, guys.
Casey,
man. Well, sorry for coming in late on it, but I'm glad I could make it happen.
Oh, it's all good, man.
There was a moment there where I was like,
we're lax over here.
And I was like, I'm going to feel like total shit because this is really important to me. I love these dudes.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, I'm glad.
We're totally relaxed over here, man.
It's all good.
This is just
since you are, so I was just going to say, since you're on the East Coast, if you do head your way down to Jersey, I would love to have you at the restaurant, have some feels on there.
That would actually be awesome, man, because I'm not far from Jersey.
I'm literally like inviting everybody. Like, I don't care.
I totally forgot to tell you, man. I grew up in Northern Virginia, Nova.
Okay.
Sterling, West Springfield, and my grandparents lived in Maryland, and my other grandparents lived in Baltimore. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Deep Creek Lake, Maryland. That's way.
Dude, my parents live in Deep Creek right now. I'm down there like once a month.
Oh, damn. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome, dude.
There we go. All right. Well, like I said, I'll make sure that all Mike's contacts are down below so you guys can check out all of his stuff on TikTok. You also have a YouTube, right, Stove?
I do have a YouTube, but I'm not posting to that really until I go full time. When I go full time, I'll have time for it, and then I can dedicate.
You should definitely post your shorts on there, though. Post your short videos.
Yeah, I need to get back to doing that. I was doing it for a short period of time. Yeah.
You can post max 10 a day.
If anything, I'll just put the Beacons link that you have on the description. That way they can find you. Got you. All right, nothing too crazy. Like I said, Christmas is upon us, so don't go too nuts. The holidays, however you spend it, just be safe, be with your family. But everything else, have a good one. Thank you guys, and chat later.